welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are still in the Moblin village, and Connor just told us that they are ready for the trial, so... The Feet of Pots. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Riange. I also run into the Leather twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. They're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting, but even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Ready Rock waiting. I thought everyone would be here by now.
Ready Rock thanks you for assisting Hellpent Rock. She will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer.
I'm happy to report we were able to convince one of the Potsworn to stay. How did you fare? Quite good. Mine was content again. So you managed to do the same. Splendid.
Welcome to Earthenshire First Promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and the new Potsworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Tulliyolal! Ye cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebblestones. Resilient son for Dawn Servant!
So Tulliyolal was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, we meet again. Just in time for the feat to begin. I bet he was already here laying low while the rest of us did all the work.
Claimants, your attention please. As Ready Rock has explained, many of our Potsworn left following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much jiggly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tulliyolal merchants will suffer. So Ready Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever-hand goldsmith to bring back here to us.
So where to recruit new Potsworn? Makes sense for a feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne?
You are free to refuse Ready Rock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of the Tulliyol's disqualification.
The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important.
Then Ready Rock declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps.
The Elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from the rival. Which is exactly what we should do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. That nasty brute is up to something. Clearly. He may seek to delay us again, as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Gullul? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy the suite? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comfort of Tulliyolal to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Connor probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand? That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Meki. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tulliyolal it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? Don't we have an netherite? Can we just teleport? No, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really sick on boats. We know. Gullul, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the currents this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? I'm positive. Mostly. She doesn't seem convinced. Yeah, and I would just teleport. Use the F-right. That's what we're there for, right? What obstacle will Gullul Ja Ja throw at us next? Or will he try something more direct? Did we mention the potswan in our care required a constant stream of encouragement in order to craft? The four of us must have chanted the same cheer dozens, if not hundreds of times. Aaron was scolded more than once for not cheering loudly enough. Gullul suffers such terrible bouts of seasickness. I wish I had a spell or potion that could ease her nausea. I've procured many unusual items for clients, but meeting the personalized needs of a potswan is not an experience I'd care to repeat. I need a moment. Up river, down river. Ihoi Katumu is too rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd still rather not set foot on a boat if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Rupley can help us recruit the potswan. Meki is a gathering spot for skilled artisans of all kind. If we're to find a potswan candidate, I can think of no better place to begin our search. So this is Meki that Gullul was talking about. I had yet to make it this far in my wanderings. Aaron brought us here on our first tour of a city, but time did not permit a close look. I should like to observe the masters at work. Surely at least one person will answer Gullul's call for a potswan. Maybe Master Rupley can help us? Yeah, the fresh harbor air is just what I needed. Greetings, Fort Promise. What brings you back to Meki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Rupley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. I need some craftsmen for the feat of pots. So what do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans for the moblins, huh? Well, seeing it's a Fort Promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only, I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Elfshire? What about the Ellison man who just started working here? Eamon von Gentam. He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. And considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. But that he's only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Potswan are treated, he may even jump to the chance. Either way, you won't find von Gentam at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day. Probably enjoying a meal over at Gibraltar Tier. Then maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this. Take a rest at the cabins if you like. Or maybe look around here, if you're interested. Right, let's go and see the man about the pot. When von Gentam first arrived, the ways of our city were so new and confusing for him. It's funny how quickly people get used to things, so... Let's seek him out. I'm still not sure about this. Oh, Desiree, you're here too. Before Parmesh said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yes, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul, until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming. For the first time in a long while, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask right after you've settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a Potswan. I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the moblins, isn't it? But you're not a moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the right of succession. I need to bring a new Potswan to Arfenshire. So that's the way of it. We've barely met, and after pushing you to work at Vachumeki Meki, I'm now the money you throw that away and sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Fort Promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I'm now an official subject of Tulliyolal. I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now, you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing? He was at East, and when Garlamad's forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos he was slain. War took him from me in an instant, the man I loved and admired. I never wish to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tulliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Von Gentam, thank you. I shall return to Master Robley and inform him of my decision. Allow me, I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Perhaps you remember me? Brooke Ebu, owner of Gibraltar Tier. I'd like a word if you don't mind. You're Wukulamat's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown too, if the gossip's to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Sure. Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. You can now gain access to the rogue quests. Speak with Brook Evu. Pursue new adventures as you progress through the Rite of Succession. Alright, but not right now. I feel ungrateful to leave so soon after Master Ropley granted me employment, but surely you understand. I do this for the future of Tulliyolal. Master Ropley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Von 10 has agreed to sign the port pact, yes? While it's a shame to lose a capable goldsmith, to have one of our own handpicked to serve a third promise is a great honor for Wachumeki. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know other talented artisans regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. It could even be yourself if you're so inclined. I can do that. I'll keep that in mind. Though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropley. I'm blessed to have these workshops my first home in Tulliyolal. Come back to us if the moblins cut you loose. You always have a job at Wachumeki. I expect you'll want to leave for Elfenshire as soon as possible. I go and pack my things. Yes? What became of Fonjaten? Are you able to find him? We did, and he agreed to become Potswan. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Fonjaten put his faith in me, and I won't let him down. You may now unlock deliveries for Wachumeki. Speak to Ropley and pursue new endeavors as you progress through the Rite of Succession. So these are the Craft and Gatherer role quests then. A father first. And to Dawn Servant. Right then, I have some things to take care of at the palace. While you can pass the time however you like, I suggest you head back to the cabins. After all, even heroes need to rest, and we still have a big journey ahead of us. So, messenger. At last. Welcome back, madam. You've had the Landsguard messenger most anxiously waiting on your return. Desiree of the Third Promise's entourage? I've been all over the city looking for you. The Dawn Servant summons you to the palace. You're to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sunperch as your earliest convenience. Oh, and one more thing. You're not to mention this visit to Buklamat. Alright, to the palace then. That is a freaking huge door. And this is an encounter symbol. The Dawn Servant awaits you within. While I was not informed of a reason for your audience in terms of attire, I would suggest full battle regalia.
Forgive me this sudden summons. When I learned my daughter's champion was back in the city, I couldn't resist the opportunity. And they call me head of resolve for good reason. Old as I am, I have not lost a battle worthy of the name since the day I took the throne. And I've been craving a proper challenge. The lance wielder, Estinian, he fought well enough, but our bout was ended before a victor could be decided. Judging by the sailors' gossip, you are a warrior of renown in your homeland. Yet I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won, are you warrior enough to stand against me?
Why don't we find out?
A spirited answer. Why not indeed? The battle rages upon me. I'll stop short of killing you, of course, but expect no other mercies. Come, ready your arms, and show me the truth of the tales. Give it your all! I want to fight to remember! Let's test the waters. Didn't even blink. Have you ever fought a viper? Ha! Let's see how you handle this.
Okay, that was further than I expected.
The spearman did not lie. Very well then.
Oh!
Resolve and reason kingdom. All right.
Brother's still asleep. Lucky for us, I guess.
Ha! Did you think you had my measure? Take this! Stay alert!
Fancy blade work, huh?
You fight well indeed!
Ow. Ugh. Crap. Okay, I failed. Let's try this again. On normal, yeah.
Give it your all! I want to fight to remember! Let's test the waters. They didn't even blink. Have you ever fought a viper? Ha! Let's see how you handle this. The spearman did not lie. Very well then. Resolve and reason kingdom. All right. Did you think you had my measure? Take this! Still holding up? We're far from finished. what you're truly made of. That will do. You've shown me more than enough. I brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it. Even with my head of reason asleep, I never expected you to give me so much trouble. Estinian did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with. Ha 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 ha! Now, a confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here. I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter.
Okay.
In some respects, she is much like me. Hard-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your talents could readily dispatch the threats that bar Lamachi's way. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tulliyolal, but a concerned father. Thank you. Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of Lamachi?
Her heart is in the right place, but she has some growing up to do.
Whether it be as their promise or just a companion on the road, speak your mind.
She is young, but she has potential.
Ha! A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne. Not yet. Lamachi thinks she understands our many peoples, their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital. And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized. As potential rulers, all four claimants are lacking. This is why I elected to hold the right of succession. Not to choose a fitting candidate, but to cultivate one. And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne. As a parent, I pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow. I imagine you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and being loved in turn. Guide Lamati as you think best. Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
I knew it. There I was, about to sit down for some of Namika's cooking, when I heard that Papa had sent for you. You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
I see there is no point in denying it. You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries. You and your ally may return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father. Let's take our leave of this battle-mad oaf before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Watch over her, champion.
I will.
Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galloff's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset. The other two, though, they dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings, and no good can come of it.
No, that can't. If he had his way, Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away after the bout. Zoalja, your lance-reading friend Estinian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. I'm curious though, did Papa want anything else from you? A small favor, nothing more. Well, if that's all it is. Okay, but I think I end this episode here, and we continue here next time when we play more Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. And then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.